Hi, happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great morning or afternoon or evening or a Monday or a Tuesday, whenever you're watching this. Today, I have 3 properties to show you that are under $200,000 at the beach. So I met up with Tom Larroquette, who is a broker with PGS Realty, and we toured these 3 properties, very different. One is an older condominium complex. One is a fixer-upper house, which I think has a lot of potential. And the other is a beautiful condo at Royal Palm. The reason I like Tom is that he's down to earth. He's not one of those real estate brokers who's like, can you imagine your life at the beach, living there day to day, enjoying the sunrises to sunset, having your Chardonnay out on the balcony, playing pickleball or golf with all of your new friends that you're going to be making. And it's just a quick 60-minute drive from Panama City where you can have vibrant nightlife and a restaurant scene. Yeah, he's not that guy. And if anybody tells you it takes 60 minutes to get to Panama City from Coronado, they're lying. As always, my advice is, unless you have to buy real estate in order to get residency, wait a year at least before considering buying property. It's very tempting, I know, because you come in and you see these great prices, but living in Panama, you're gonna have a different experience of being here. And someone who, I mean, I know people, it's happened to me. I thought I was gonna live at the beach. I ended up here in El Valle in the mountains. I thought I wanted to be in a condo for safety. It turns out I prefer having my garden to work in, and I love having a house. I know someone who started out in Coronado and then he decided he loves being in Panama City. So let yourself explore different areas of Panama before you would decide to buy anything. All right, let's get started. If you're new here, I'm Patty Blue Hayes, and I moved to Panama in 2019. What an adventure it's been. I was in search of a better quality of life on a smaller budget as I got older. And I've had quite the adventure since I've been here. I bought a fixer-up house and spent 8 months renovating the property. I've had surgery in Panama, and I've had a car accident and been without my car for 5 months. But I got to start a beautiful garden where I enjoy spending a lot of my time, and I absolutely love the nature and beauty that Panama has to offer. This is the security gate getting into Coronado, and you can see there's another lane to my left, and that's people that have a pass, like a resident pass. I'm in the line for visitors without a pass. I'm here really early in the morning, so it's kind of surprising that there's a line. But usually this line in high season will be really long, people coming to visit the beaches. And a lot of people get turned away by the security guard, but there's restaurants beyond there, and the beaches are public. They can't deny you entry. So you can always just say you're going to Picasso's restaurant or Luna Rosa or any of the other businesses in there. All right, everyone, you asked for it. Here's another property video. We're starting in Coronado, and I'm just gonna chat with Tom Larroquette, and we're gonna find out a little bit about this property. Hey, Tom.
Hi, good morning.
So go ahead and tell my subscribers where we are, what
Yes,
development this is.
we're in the heart of Coronado on the beach. This is Apruk, which is actually the oldest condominiums built in in Coronado. So we're talking 60s, 70s. It's got 2 towers as well as many little duplexes. Although it is an older property, it is extremely well maintained. You'll see the little staff in blue. They're very busy, always taking care. And it's got a strong Panamanian community that owns here, a lot of people from the city, and they have a tight grip on the administration and the maintenance of the place. So
That's
it's beautiful.
important.
Yes.
Like checking out the administration of any condo building, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this one is a good example of how it should be done.
Excellent. So this is a split level. Upstairs is the bedroom. We're going to go down first to see the living area and the kitchen. This is the private little backyard of this unit. Kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting to see such green, lush growth. And let me just spin around here. And that's the back of the unit. This duplex or row house is listed at $195. It's a little over 1,300 square feet, and it has that nice outdoor space. And again, negotiable prices, but I think for someone who doesn't want a high rise, this is a nice option. So at the top of the stairs here, there's the primary bedroom to the left, what could be a little office on the right, and this bedroom here on the left. If I were going to renovate this, what I would do is keep this as the primary bedroom, and I would make this just a little office space. I wish there was a way to make the balcony be off of the bedroom, but I don't know if that's possible. And then that door at the end there is to a bathroom. So what I would do, and it's a small bathroom, I would take space from this room and build out the bathroom, stealing from that closet space, and make this just a second bedroom that's a little bit smaller. So Tom, how many units are in the taller buildings? Do you know?
I think there's 3 units per floor and 10 floors.
Oh, so they're pretty big, good-sized units up there.
They are,
Yeah.
because the shape is like 3-prong, and each one of these wings coming out is only 1 unit. So they're super long.
Wow.
So they're all 3-bedroom units, and they end up with a big living room with big windows. Most of them don't have a balcony, but if you open all these windows,
right,
it's like you're living outside.
And you were saying that they just redid these courts?
The tennis courts are brand new. The pool side area, you'll see also, has been all resurfaced. And the beach access is brand new. Now, they have the funds to make some nice improvements and keep it beautiful.
And what's the HOA?
Well, the house was the one, they call them duplexes, although it's a row house. It's 185, so it's very reasonable for
Very
a big
reasonable.
property.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for, I can see a glimpse of the pool and the beach area. Imagine sitting poolside under the palapa and reading my most recent book. I really do think we're very lucky to have such great beaches, all the way from Chame, Punta Chame, to Farallon. You can find awesome beach spots to walk or do water sports and just relax. Just beyond the palm tree, that's Coronado Bay. So this property, what's the name of this one?
Aproc.
Is right next to Coronado Bay. And you said they just redid this beach access?
This part, yeah.
Yeah. The drive from Coronado to Nueva Gorgona is about 15 minutes. Of course, if you speed, you can get there faster, but you might get a ticket, like I did once. Most of the stores and shops are going to be in the Coronado area. Gorgona is typically, I'd say, a little quieter. Some people cannot stand the road that goes into Coronado, and some people complain about this road going into Gorgona. Um, they they both have their bad spots for sure. Totally random spot for a police check, but they do pop up at odd spots. I would say the larger developments in Gorgona are Royal Palm, Ocean Waves, and Bahia. Those are probably three of the better known developments, and there are a lot of smaller condominium complexes. All right, so we're back with Tom, and now we're at the Royal Palm. Tell us a little bit about the Royal Palm building.
So Royal Palm is probably it is the newest building in the Coronado Gorgona area. It was built purposely for apartments that could be used for rental. This area allows Airbnb type operations, so whatever it's Airbnb or short-term rental if you want.
And not all of them do.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's a good point. So different buildings have decided whether they want to have a more quiet environment for residents that are going to stay long term and don't want to have the weekend hustle and bustle. And here in the Royal Palm, it's the opposite. They decided that that's a value for owners to be able to rent and to be able to do short-term rentals. So that's one thing. So the apartments tend to be a bit smaller, especially the ones on the lateral sides of the building. And they offer all the amenities you can imagine, with the big gym, the mini pools, the restaurant on site, things like that. So you're in a cocoon and you have a resort-like experience.
And the beach is beautiful. Of course,
right on the beach.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. All right, let's go see the condo.
Yay.
The Royal Palm has the security guard at the front, and you can see the elevator access is needed. There's also two different facing sides of this building, and this is Connie's apartment, my friend, and hers faces the east, which is actually really nice because you get morning sun, but you don't get the really hot afternoon sun that the other side of the building has. The other side is the unit that I was going to be buying. These are basically 1 or 2 bedroom condos. Connie has hers set up as a 2 bedroom, but some people just have it as a 1 bedroom, and then the other room they use as an office or art studio or a little study, or maybe that's where they put the television. Some owners in this building have also purchased adjoining units and made them just one larger condo. These condos are 70 square meters, and they all have the full laundry, which is really nice to have. You don't have to go out of your unit to do laundry. The HOA fees are $105 a month, and the sale price is $179. I would say everything's negotiable. You know, people have different reasons for wanting to sell, and you just never know what kind of deal you can work out with someone. Connie's also open to doing a lease to purchase option if that's something that is of interest. This is the west facing side, and there's a there's all the fishing boats that come in there, and there's a little restaurant that does really good ceviche on the weekends. I think it's nice to have the option to have this upper level pool. From my recollection, it always seemed to be a little bit less crowded. It is very windy though, and this is just that little sitting area right by the pool. It's a little more sheltered right in this space, but you can see like even the palm trees blowing around there. And I've never been sure if this was just a decorative feature or if it was meant to be a swimming pool. And then in the distance there is the gym, and there's a kids play area. There's a restaurant on the bottom floor, Brisas del Mar, which is very convenient to have a restaurant in the building. And then there's the pool that overlooks the beach, and it has access to go walking on the beach, which is really, really beautiful. If you walk down to the left, it just opens up and you are in an area called Malibu. It's really very pretty.
When I first came to Panama on my second trip, I stayed in Royal Palm, and this is actually where I was supposed to buy a condo, and then my house didn't sell, so my financing didn't come through. But I've always loved this building, and I love walking on the beach, especially if you go down to the left. It's a really nice beach walk.
This quiet street is where the next house is located on this lot, which is 1,200 square meters. It's definitely a fixer-upper, but it's got a good footprint of maybe about 2,700 square feet, 2 stories. All right, so coming up the stairs, you have one room here, one room here, and then another bedroom. There's a bathroom right there. I would probably make this a primary bedroom, a guest bedroom, and expand the bathroom a bit. And then there's no real closet space to speak of, but yeah, I would add closets, knock down some of these interior walls, expand the bathroom out a little bit, but it's a good amount of space upstairs. The benefit actually of having 2 stories is that your lower level always stays cooler, which at the beach is really nice to have. I definitely appreciate having that here in El Valle. And the house has good flow, like it has a good setup overall, where you can walk out of the kitchen and go into the bohio, and that's a nice outdoor space. Hammocks, a barbecue grill is set up there. So the listing price for this property is $180,000, which is very reasonable for a fixer-upper house at the beach. It's probably about a 5-minute walk to the beach. The first thing I would do is get an inspector, especially to look at the wood in the main house and see if that just needed to be replaced. I would probably want to replace it anyway, just with steel beams. But you know, it's good to have an inspector come and just kind of take a look at those things on an older property when you're thinking about remodeling. Another benefit to having 2 stories is you don't need as much roofing material. Right now, that's just metal roofing. I would absolutely get the thermo panel. That's the kind of roof that I have that deflects heat. That little structure you could make into a rental pretty easily, although I don't know if it's plumbed, but it has electricity, easy enough to get plumbing to it. And it's far enough away from the main house where you wouldn't feel like someone was on top of you. I like the potential in this property. I really like that it's on a quiet little street. It's a dirt road, so there's going to be no through traffic. It's got mature fruit trees. It's got good bones, you know, good layout. And it's really close to the beach. And the little ceviche restaurant that I mentioned before, this is it right here. So that is Royal Palm in the distance there. And this is the beach in Gorgona, and where the fishing boats come in the morning. The sand can get really hot. It's black volcanic sand, which is actually magnetic, which is kind of cool. Tom also had land available for sale, a lot for $40,000. It's a 964 square meter lot. I thought it was this, but it is not. But it's up in that area. This is how I get into trouble. I go down these roads and, you know, then bad stuff happens. But there's houses here, so, you know, it is a road that's meant to be traveled. I guess you can't have a tall car if you live on this street and have to pass by that tree every day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. I always love walking through different properties, and I hope you do too. See you next week.